Hey guys, I'm Randy.
And I'm Daniel.
We're two lifelong friends and musicians, but when we're not playing gigs, we like to talk games.
And today, on the Gaming Gig Podcast, you get 3 for the price of 1. We're talking about the new Slim PS5, whether or not PlayStation Portal will do cloud streaming, and the Microsoft Activision deal.
All right, Daniel, before we get started, big thing happened. We hit 400 subscribers on YouTube.
Yes,
So
thank you.
We reached our previous goal, so now we have a new goal of 500.
That's right.
I was going to say 450, but Daniel convinced me. He said, no, we're going full measure. 500. Right. So 500 subscribers is our new goal. So if you like gaming conversations, stuff like this, make sure to subscribe.
That's right. And if we hit our goal of 500 subscribers, Randy will eat part of a Carolina Reaper on camera.
Not going to happen. But you know what I will do on camera is I will talk about this new PlayStation 5 we've got. Sony has announced a revision of the PlayStation 5. It's smaller, it's slimmer, but they're not calling it the PS5 Slim. It's just the new PS5. It's the way the PS5 will look now.
Very Nintendo.
Well, it's not the new PS5. It's just PS5. It's just PS5.
I know. The new PlayStation 5.
And it is smaller. They say it's like 30% smaller. I finally found some like renderings, and maybe I'll put them up on screen. It is actually surprisingly smaller than I thought they were going to be. Because when you just look at the picture of them by themselves, they just look the same.
Yeah, you really need a comparison.
Yeah. They actually are a fair bit smaller.
Yeah, I can see that.
And that original PS5 was a chunky boy.
Well, you can see how slim it is, really. I think if you look at the one with the disc drive and you see how much that thing sticks out.
Right, yeah.
Then I think you can kind of get a little bit of a feel for maybe the price or the size reduction.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. No price reduction, unfortunately.
No, not at all. In fact, it went the other way with the non-disc model.
Yeah, for the digital model, went more expensive, and we'll get into all that in a second. But first, I put out a poll asking if people would be buying one of the new slimmer PS5 consoles.
That's right. And at 10%, people said, yes, absolutely, I want one of these. And at 38%, people said, no, and I don't want a PS5 at all. And at the majority vote of 52%, people said, nope, I already got a PS5. Why would I buy this?
Right. 10% of people say they're looking for it. I think if you already own a PS5, to me, there is very little.
Unless you have just never found a place in your house that it fit.
I guess so.
But I seriously doubt people are in that boat.
And then you're going to have to sell your current PS5, and you're not going to get all your money back and all those things. Those things.
It's not a good idea.
But we did get a comment here from Ian Wood. And by the way, guys, if you're new to the podcast, what we do here is we post polls over on the main Gaming Gig channel, and then we take the comments from those polls and we talk about them. So
that's it. Simple.
Ian Wood left us a comment on this saying, tempted, I like the new look. I also like the new look, personally. What do you think? It's not much different.
I like it, but I like exactly. I like it because it's not much different. And maybe a slimmer one would look cool. Like I'm looking at my PS5 that's off camera right now, and it's a big boy. Maybe a slimmer one would look cooler, but I mean the aesthetic's the same.
Pretty much, yeah, more or less. They're not changing much. No. And we've talked about this many times, and I've gone on record saying that I really like the design of the PS5. At first, I thought it was ugly, but it's really growing on me. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I've come around to it. Yeah. And so for that reason, I think the new design, it's not much changed. We have the cool racing stripes.
Yeah. It'll be faster. Because of that. Like on the track.
Right, on the track. Not, you're not
going to see much of a performance change on the highway.
No.
You really have to get it on the track. Mm-hmm. And, I will say, I'm starting to, not that I really ever hated the way the PS5 looked, but since they go so whole hog on everything looking like that, whatever that is.
The PSVR 2, the
PS Portal that's coming out, the DualSense itself. I am looking forward to having that DualSense and putting it next to the PS5 and having or did I say DualSense? I meant Portal. But anyway, I'm excited to just see them all sitting there and looking all cohesive.
Right, it's very cohesive. It's bold but cohesive, and I also really like that.
Yeah. All right. We got another comment here from Morris Dennison, who we're on record saying has one of our favorite names ever. Morris says, so let's be honest here. First of all the discless PS5 was $400. So the fact that the new PS5 is going to retail for $450 is just a complete ripoff. You factor in the fact that the base is sold separately for $30. Yeah, I wanted to talk about that. And it just goes to show you. So you're really getting $370 worth of value for $450. A lot of math there to unpack.
Right, saying that it was $400 with the base,
right,
with the stand. Now they're not including the stand, and it's $450. So it's like you're really getting $370 worth of what? Assuming that the stand was worth $30, which I don't think any of the stands are worth $30. Period.
No. It works though.
It does work.
It does work. I lost the screw to mine, and I was able to buy a new one on Amazon, and now it works.
And this is actually only a partial comment. There was more. He went on to say, like, and then if you factor in the fact that if you want to have the disk drive, you're paying, essentially you'll be paying $450 plus the 30 cents, $530. Plus, then if you add in the $30 for the stand, then you're at what, $560 worth of,
How much is a disk drive? $75?
$80.
Okay, so you'd be at $530.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't be at $560 because
if you had, and then if you also bought the stand.
Oh, okay. I got you.
So saying that, like, just to get, still, no matter what, like, the original PS5, which came with the stand to hold it vertically, was $500. Now, if you wanted to go the digital route and then eventually get there, you could spend up to $560 for what is equivalent to what was $500.
Yeah, and if you look at it that way, you can definitely see how maybe it's not the best value. I think I think what Sony might be banking on is that you're going to buy that digital version and then later be like, I'd really like to have a disc drive. And then be like, oh, $80 isn't that bad.
Yeah.
And not think about the way it adds up.
Yeah. And if you break it down, it's like, if you had the money, probably should go with the disc drive version to begin with. But if you don't, and if you think you're going to be all digital, like, hey, save $50. It is strange to me that it's more expensive.
It's weird.
It's really weird.
It's really weird. And that selling you that stand for $30 is just dirty.
Yeah,
put that crap in the box.
Yeah, I agree. They didn't have. They're using a different stand. They're giving you a little bitty kickstand to keep it horizontal.
Yeah,
but they're not giving you anything to put it up vertically. What's going to happen is people are just going to, because you can technically stand it up vertically without a stand. That's what people are going to do.
Yeah, but so you can stand up the original one without a stand pretty easily, and I don't feel like it's horribly unstable. Although it could definitely be knocked over. This one's going to be even narrower.
So
it's going to be even less stable.
Yeah. Yeah.
So absolutely. I really don't recommend that. But yeah, you'll be able to do it.
Yeah, I think that's what people will do, because if they say, $30 for a stand, I don't know. It's a little strange. Very, very strange.
Are we entering Standgate?
Maybe. I mean, we've had it before with Apple. And, this is the thing. Everyone keeps saying, like, Sony is trying to, like, follow the Apple formula. And maybe they are.
Well, Apple was the first one, as far as I know, to like take the charger out of the box. And now nobody includes a charger in the box. Yeah. So maybe
it's little things like that.
But Sony's the only one that has to have a stand. So, but yeah, you're right. They're just pulling crap from the box and not making it any cheaper.
And it's just strange. I really expected the disc drive to be $100 and to be a $400 system, and then it was going to be $100 for the disc drive, and it would make it even with the thing. But no, they didn't want to do that.
Nope.
Maybe they just thought like a disc drive for $100 seems too steep, and maybe it was. So they decided, let's just push the console to $450. I just think that it's definitely a little strange, but still, I like that there is an option if you do want to buy it digitally. We could have seen where they came out with the only disc drive version was $500, and they could have gotten rid of the digital version.
And you like that they at least included it?
I like that they at least included it, even though it's like more expensive. At least they did keep a slightly cheaper version for those of people who want it,
Yeah.
Well, we got a comment here from James Glover, who said, I have Xbox Series X right now, and I'm thinking of selling it and buying the digital PS5 as it's much cheaper in the UK with only £10 loss if I buy the separate disc drive. And, I thought this was an interesting conversation because I replied back and I said, I don't know, like, if you have a Series X, a PS5 isn't that different.
No, it's not. It just depends on what you want to play. If there's a few things that you want to play that you can't play, then okay.
Yeah, and that's what I said. And then he replied back and said, well, what do you think is the best combo for if you have a Switch? Like, what's the other console that you want to have?
PC.
Well, I don't think that was quite an option. But, PlayStation versus Xbox. And I don't think that there's really a big difference. It does come down to the exclusives because your third party, cross-platform stuff is going to be there either way. And it pretty much plays the same. So
yeah, it's all a matter of what you want to play.
So it does come down to what are the exclusives? Do you really want to play PlayStation exclusives? And in my mind, PlayStation has more compelling exclusives, but the There are some good things about the Xbox. So I don't know. In my mind, they're pretty.
Do you want a Game Pass machine?
Right. And that's another big thing. Game Pass is huge right now. And PlayStation has a comparable service with their PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium. And we'll talk more about that in a minute. So I don't know. I just don't think there's a huge difference right now.
I agree.
As much as the console wars, people would hate to hear that. I just don't think there's a huge difference.
No, we don't like to feed into that.
Not too much.
And before we move on, guys, we want to tell you about our Discord server. So we have a Discord server. It's freaking awesome. And you can join it by clicking the join link in the description of this video. It's a great place to hang out. We talk games. We play coffee golf. We mourn the loss of our dear Atlanta Braves.
We just love to see you there. I don't know where he was going after that. I know he had one other thing.
No, I didn't. I just went into a dark place.
Oh, you went to a dark place.
I didn't. I'm glad you tagged in, man. I really needed you.
I saved you there. So, Sony's been doing all kinds of crazy stuff with the PlayStation. We just got an announcement that PS5 Cloud Streaming is happening. We've known they were working on this.
It's happening.
It's official now. It's a little weird. I'm not going to lie, because it's only for select games, and it's very few games right now. It's not a whole lot. Most of the games that are available are a part of the PlayStation Premium subscription service that you can stream, but there are some games that are not there that you can also stream. It's really weird, but basically if you have a PlayStation Premium subscription service, you can stream some select games, but only from your PS5 right now.
Right now.
They said it's only available for the PS5 at launch. And that was
launch. But that leads to some supposition.
It does. I mean, I think it's not even like a crazy question at all to say that it is coming other places eventually.
Yes.
I think definitely PC, at least. Bare minimum. I think that it probably is going to go other places.
Mobile,
maybe a Sony TV near you.
Yeah.
And the big question is it coming to the Portal? Will Portal be able to play these cloud games?
Right. So we asked the Gaming Gig faithful. We said, now that Sony's announced this PS5 streaming, is it coming to the PS Portable? And at 27%, people said, duh, of course it is. But then at 73%, people said, nah, bro.
And I tend to think that I think it will. I just don't see why.
I don't see why it
wouldn't come to Portal unless, I mean, like, I really don't think the Portal's going to be so underpowered that it just isn't, that it just can't play from the cloud. I don't see that happening.
No, definitely not.
So it's
the Switch can play stuff from a cloud. I mean, like, well, I mean, I don't know, but
the question is why? Well, I mean, the Portal's going to be less powerful than the Switch for sure.
But I just don't think it needs that much processing power to stream from a cloud.
I don't think so either. But the question is why wouldn't Sony tell us about this? Why would they not want what would potentially be one of the best selling points of a Portal? Why would they not want to tell us about it if they were planning on doing it?
Because they're scared.
What do you mean they're scared?
I don't know. I don't know why they wouldn't. I think it's weird. Maybe it's not coming, but that's dumb.
Well,
they knew all this was happening. If they made this device and it's just incapable of, utilizing this service, then that's just poor planning. Plain and simple.
That's what makes me think it is happening.
Yeah.
I really do. I have some ideas on why I think they might want to wait on telling us about it. Okay. Number one, they just now announced this service after they announced the Portal. So if they had when they were selling the Portal, they were like, oh, and it'll be able to cloud stream. We'd be like, what do you mean? We haven't even officially.
What do you mean cloud stream, Sony?
Yeah, right.
What?
So although we did know that they were working on it, it wasn't officially announced. So that's one reason. Number two is I kind of think that it will come to the Portal in January. And the reason I say that is because I think
for my birthday?
For your birthday, yeah. Oh. For your birthday. I think they want to do that because I don't think they want to hurt PlayStation 5 console sales this holiday. And I think that if people thought ooh, this Portal's going to be able to play PlayStation 5 games without having a console, you don't have to have a console, I think they would sell a lot of Portals, but the Portal is less than half the price of a PS5 console. And
you just said something that I hadn't thought about, but Sony has made it pretty clear that they want the PS5 to be the centerpiece of their ecosystem.
Yeah.
That makes me wonder if they won't make this thing stream from the cloud, because then, like you said, that cuts out the have to buy PS5.
You're right. It just depends on like how Xbox do they want to go. We know Xbox, they don't care if you actually own an Xbox system. You can play from the cloud. You can play so many games from the cloud.
Right.
Way more than what PlayStation is initially offering here. So they don't care if you have a console. They just want you on their subscription service. And I think Sony definitely wants that too, but I think they're still really into, they want you to have that console. So I think you make a really good point there.
I wish I didn't, because that makes me scared.
Well, we have a comment here from Steve Davies, who he's convinced it's going to happen. He says it definitely will come to Portal, maybe even mobile and PC. I agree there. I think on the mobile and PC, definitely, maybe not Portal. Sony wants to sell you a subscription whether or not you have a console. Sony and Microsoft don't make profit on consoles, and gone are the days when they had to sell you a console to sell you games. Okay, so Steve says that they're going to go full on Xbox. They're just going to copy what Xbox is doing.
And he says that they don't make profit on their consoles, and so that's why they would do it.
Which, I mean, like, okay, fair. But I think, now that I'm thinking about it more, I think if they really wanted you to do it, they would have more games available to cloud stream. And maybe they will. Maybe by the time January rolls along and they've gotten through their holiday season, they've sold all the PS5s that they're going to sell for the holiday. Then maybe they say, look at all these new games that are coming to cloud. And by the way, you don't even have to have a console. You can just play them on your portal.
Maybe. I hope so. I hope Steve's right.
And there is, this just came out either today or yesterday, that there are some people doing some digging in the background. And they found that they're adding more trophy support, or they're adding trophy support for PC. Okay? Which seems a little weird. They could be adding trophies for their games that are on Steam. But I tend to believe that PlayStation is going to create their own game launcher, separate from Steam, separate from, the Epic Game Store, and it'll have their own. They'll have their cloud streaming there. They'll have, their trophies there. Everything that's all PlayStation. They'll have their own launcher there. They'll sell their games there. They might even pull their games from Steam and only sell them through their own game launcher.
I don't see how they would be able to pull what you've already bought. Well, they can make it unavailable to buy, I guess.
Right.
Yeah. I don't want another launcher at all, but that is what Xbox does.
That is what that is what Xbox does.
I mean, I guess I could see it. It kind of makes me wonder, though, like, if they make their own launcher, it's going to be Windows based, right? Well, that's Microsoft. So they're kind of like feeding.
I mean, what do they do? I mean, they're putting it on PC. I mean,
yeah, I don't know. I don't want another launcher, Sony. Don't do that to me. Just put them on Steam, please.
But I kind of think that we might get a PlayStation Games launcher that has the cloud. All you have to buy is a PlayStation 5 DualSense controller, plug it into your computer, and you can cloud stream games.
Yeah.
Or play those PC games.
You think they'll continue to make games native playable too?
Native playable on PC?
On PC.
Yeah, I do. I think they're going to continue to do that. But I think that a lot of the games that are going to be day one cloud, just like Xbox is doing. I think it makes a whole lot of sense for PlayStation, personally. But that doesn't mean they're going to do it.
No, it doesn't.
But I think it makes sense for them.
Okay. We got a comment here from D1 Eugens of Grandeur, who said, so it's a completely useless service right now. I guess it can save some time if you didn't want to install something, but that's about it.
Yeah, because right now the cloud streaming service is only available on PlayStation 5. You have to have a premium subscription, which means you already can download those games for free. It does seem like a useless service.
Agreed.
Like, if it's only on PlayStation 5, what's the point?
Yeah, I think that's another tick in the box of it will come elsewhere.
Yeah. Now, if it was available on your portal, okay, then it's no longer a useless service.
Then we're cooking with grease.
If it's on a PC, if it's on mobile. And I think because it really is really useless right now, I think It is it's going other places. And they said it's only on PS5 at launch.
And another thing I just thought of, Sony has that PS5 version of the Backbone controller.
They do? Okay.
So, that's another thing that kind of makes me think maybe they'll support some mobile support for this. Right now, it's just for remote play.
Maybe they'll eventually give us a DualSense controller that
just telescopes out and you stick a phone into it.
Yeah. Who knows?
That'd be pretty crazy. But that would be like a Portal.
It would be just like a Portal, right? They'd probably just rather you buy a Portal, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Tell them about the Twitch.
All right, guys. So, Daniel and I, we stream on Twitch on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern. And we'd love for you to come hang out with us. It's a great place to be able to talk to us live and make fun of how bad at video games I am.
Yep. And see how great I am.
Oh, yeah. He's very, very good. So we would love
Compared to Randy, I do look good, but I'm not that great sometimes.
He looks good in terms of like his video game skills. Compared to me, he doesn't look good though.
Oh, no. You should see us on camera. I have way better lighting.
He does have better lighting. So his eyes do sparkle.
Oh, I'm telling you what, they are dreamy. But come hang out with us. We've been playing It Takes Two. We're playing Payday 3, Rocket League. Probably going to do a Baldur's Gate eventually.
We're hoping.
Come hang out.
It's coming down the pipeline. All right, we got one last topic today for the podcast. And it's over, Daniel. It finally happened. The Microsoft Activision Blizzard thing, the deal has officially gone through. Microsoft wrote a check for $69 billion. And yeah.
Well, I'm just glad it's over. I have been praying to Sakura for a long time now to just end this drama.
Mm-hmm. I've been praying to Reggie. Have I been praying to the wrong person?
I think whoever you pray to, if it works for you, is okay.
Reggie.
That's my stance on it. And I think Reggie's a great choice. But anyway, we asked the people. Microsoft finally closes the deal. What you think about it? At 24%, people said, that's great. I'm so glad this happened. At 11%, people said, I did not want this. At another 11%, people said, like I said, I'm just glad this crap is over. And at 54%, people said, I don't care.
And I get why you wouldn't care, especially at this point. It's been over a year.
Yes.
This has been so long and drug out.
Ugh. It really has.
I
got so tired of it.
I agreed. I don't even know what, at this point, it's been so long. You'd think we would have had time to really think about what it's going to mean for gaming. I don't even know that I know anymore. I don't even know.
I mean, it's going to mean more money in Microsoft's pocket or they wouldn't have done it. That much, I feel.
I don't know. They got to spend $69 billion. Are they going to make that money back?
No, they think
how long does it take to get back a $69 billion investment?
I don't know. I guess we could have looked up like what do the Activision games make?
I feel like roughly. I did see that like Activision and like this is just me pulling from the air. I did see that like last year they reported maybe like I want to say it was like $2 or $3 billion in revenue. Mm-hmm. That ain't no $69 billion though.
No, it's not, but it's going to add up.
So they're playing the long game.
They're playing
the long game. And I may be
game.
wrong. Those numbers may be wrong, and they could be way off.
And they also think that, having those games, because I know that some of them are going to be exclusive. It's just going to happen. Maybe that'll pull you to Xbox, and then they make more money off you that way. So
yeah, like maybe they're banking on whatever Activision Blizzard makes, and then plus whatever additional they'll make by having them. Maybe it'll offset. Maybe it won't take that many years before they're like made their money back.
Maybe not.
I don't know. We got a comment from Avery who said Microsoft is gathering the gaming Infinity Stones.
But what did it cost?
Yeah, what did it cost? It's true though. I mean, like Microsoft is, obviously the first, or not the first, but one of the big ones was Bethesda.
Yep.
What are you laughing about?
I was making fun of you because he referenced the Infinity Stones and I quoted Thanos and you just rolled with it and didn't even realize it.
No, I know what you were doing.
Okay.
I'm just moving on.
I just wish you'd play along from time to time.
I'm sorry, man.
But yeah, first one I think was Bethesda.
Well, really, we can go all the way back and say Rare. Remember when Microsoft bought Rare? Yeah. That was a big one.
That is a big one. It's been so long I don't even really think about it anymore. But I remember when Rare used to play on Nintendo consoles.
They did. And we're still, Rare puts out some games that are on Nintendo now. We've had a little bit of little bit of going back where we've had some stuff.
Remember when Rare made Donkey Kong?
Oh, man. Back in the days. But now, yeah, Rare is a Microsoft Xbox thing. And many people say that Rare hasn't put out a good game since they got bought by Microsoft. I think that's incorrect.
Me too.
Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves slaps.
I mean, come on.
I'm going to jump into that soon. By the way.
You're going to get back on the
I think we're going to stream some Sea of Thieves soon.
Well, we had such good times back in the day. We've played Burnout so many times. Each time we go back, we burn out faster. Mm-hmm. But that doesn't mean we can't go back.
No, it doesn't. And it's been a long time now, so there's got to be at least one new thing that's cool.
There are definitely new things. So we can do all PvE servers.
That's not what I meant.
So, hit us with the next comment, Daniel.
Well, Z-Trax says, does that mean that the games will come to the Game Pass? Or what is the idea behind that? So those Activision games, will they come to Game Pass?
Yeah, they will.
Yeah, I would assume so.
They've already said, there will be a lot of them coming soon. Some of the really big ones that you might want to be there day one, I think they've said will not be there immediately. Like, it may take some time.
Yeah.
Your Diablo 4, that new Call of Duty game. I don't think it's going to be there day one. But a lot of their old legacy games will be there pretty soon. I don't even know when it's going to happen, but I haven't heard about it yet, but I'm sure it'll happen soon.
Yeah, I would say so.
I mean, that's going to be a lot of games going to Game Pass.
A lot of games that it's really going to change up the look of that Game Pass library because they weren't there.
Well, I mean, some of them were, but yeah, I mean, a lot of them weren't. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a lot of games. The problem is I'm just not that into Activision Blizzard stuff, so I just don't really care that much.
No, I don't care either.
I mean, obviously their big franchises are the Call of Duty stuff, and I don't care about Call of Duty.
I haven't played a Call of Duty since the original Modern Warfare on the 360.
What are other? I mean, okay, we just talked about the Diablo stuff. Also, I've just not been into that. That doesn't mean that I wouldn't like it, but I haven't really played it.
Mm-hmm. Does Blizzard make? I mean, this ain't coming to Game Pass, but does Blizzard make WoW?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Who makes WoW?
I don't know. Oh, World of Warcraft. I don't know who. I've never played it. Never played World of Warcraft.
Yeah, it's Blizzard.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
That's a big one.
Yeah. There you go. So, World of Warcraft.
We found another one.
We found one. I mean, I know there are others. I definitely know that there are others.
Don't they own Candy Crush now? Because wasn't the this wasn't just Activision Blizzard. Wasn't there a smaller mobile division that was in this deal too?
I don't know, man. It's been so long since I've thought about this. I think the whole thing happened back over a year ago.
King. They're part of this deal, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. King. I don't play mobile games. I don't know anything about it. I've never played Candy Crush.
Yep. Activision Blizzard, King. That's who they bought.
King. All right. Activision Blizzard King.
Activision Blizzard King.
I like that. All right, I got one more comment here. We got a comment from Get Down, who said, I'm so confused. Wasn't Microsoft complaining how it wasn't fair to have console exclusive deals and it was bad for gamers? Then they do the exact same thing given the opportunity and literally use the courts to get it done. I don't honestly care because I don't play anything from either of them developers, but I just like pointing out hypocrisy whenever I get the chance. I'm more in the team that gamers get games no matter where they choose to play on. So.
Well, they've said they're not going to make all these things exclusive, right?
They say that, but is that true?
I don't think so.
I mean, we saw that with Starfield. Starfield was exclusive, and Starfield did not start development as an exclusive game, but it ended up as one.
Right.
I don't see how they don't. If they're smart, if they're doing what's best for their bottom line, which I really think they're going to, well.
Why wouldn't they? Why would they spend $69 billion?
Why would they spend $69 on this if they're not going to do it?
Well, you know what I mean. Why would they spend $69 billion if they're not going to make every decision that's best for their bottom line?
Well, I'm trying to think. My gut reaction is, put it on your own, make it exclusive. That's what's going to be best for your bottom line. But then I'm like, well, they're going to sell a lot more games if they open up to PlayStation owners.
That's true.
Too.
That's true. And the money is in the games.
And we know that Call of Duty has to come to Switch and PlayStation for 10 years. Well, come to Nintendo. Maybe not Switch, but whatever Nintendo's doing.
So we're going to be able to play the current Call of Duty for the next 10 years on whatever Nintendo console there is.
Yep. They're like legally required to do it.
Remember how people said the Series S was holding back games?
Right. That's really going to be holding back games.
Microsoft just like bottlenecked Call of Duty for the next decade.
Right. Well, speaking of the Series S, the Alan Wake, one of the Alan Wake developers, I think it was one of the Alan Wake. Anyways, I think it was, yeah, said that they had some issues with the Series S, like that it was causing them some issues when they were trying to port that game to both things. And so it's just another developer kind of going on record saying that the Series S is kind of causing an issue.
Yeah.
That being said, I like the Series S. I think it's good for gaming.
I think it's cool.
I've
always thought it was cool.
I think that, there's going to be some problems that come from having a cheaper, not as powerful system on the market. But the fact that it's almost half the price of the alternative means that way more people are going to be into gaming because of it. And I think that is a really good thing.
Me too.
I don't care if they have to.
And we're not devs, so we don't care.
No, we're not devs. And it doesn't matter to me if it doesn't have the same raw power. Like, do what you got to do, because there's so many people who are going to be able to experience the game through that. And the same thing can be said about Switch,
Yeah. Maybe to a greater extent, though. I hope this next Nintendo console is a little beefier. That's my hope.
And they don't have to port it anywhere. You don't have to have your game on Xbox. But if you want to have access to all those gamers, there you go.
Yep.
I get that it's.
And if you want to put it on X, don't you have to put it on S?
Well, that was the thing. So Microsoft said initially that any game that released on the Series X had to be the same game had to also come to S. But now they're starting to be a little. It still has to be there, but they'll let you make little changes, like Baldur's Gate. Yeah. Doesn't have the split screen co-op on Series S version. So little changes like that are starting to pop up. Yeah. So I don't know if that's going to become a trend that we see in the future or not.
That's not a horrible compromise.
No, I mean, I think that people who buy a Series S know that, hey, there may be some things that I can't do on this that I could have done on a Series X.
Yep.
And for the price, it's okay. I'm willing to. That's a trade-off. And I think it's a good trade-off.
Me too.
All right. Well, we've reached the end, guys, and you've hung out with us this entire time, and we want to thank you for making it all the way to the end, and we do that through our 3 for Dale Club.
That's right. The 3 for Dale Club is a club that you can join with an exclusive phrase. All you got to do is leave us a comment in the YouTube version of this video. Say whatever the heck you want to say, but make sure you include 3 for Dale.
That's right. So, starting off the 3 for Dale Club this week, we got Bobbity back. I think everyone is a returning member today. I don't think we've been even new.
Yep.
It's all...
These are the old guard.
That's right.
The gaming gig faithful, the true believers.
We started off with Bobbity.
Next up, we have AJK, a.k.a. Anthony, everyone's favorite Aussie.
That's right. Next, we got Dale himself, Landon Stallings.
And next up, we got the Laninator, mainstay of the Discord.
That's right. Next, we got our favorite name, Morris Dennison.
Morris Dennison, welcome back. Next up, we got D18. Welcome back, D18.
Yep. Next, we got Tom Derry.
What a way to say it. Welcome back, Tom. And rounding out, we have Cataclysm.
That's right. So that's the 3 for Dale Club this week. We want you to be part of it next week, so leave us a comment and include that code phrase, 3 for Dale.
That's right.
All right, guys. Until next time, I'm Randy.
Which makes me Daniel.
And this has been Gaming Gig.
Go. Peace out.